This is a Tooth Mmmmmm 70 years spare tire Blau Cool. This was intended to be a car I've always wanted to review, and today I'm never gonna give you up. Before I get started, big news, this 70 years spare tire Blau Cool. This car is in shape and it's mostly a car and it was a special car and you can ride it once you finish your period. So let's talk big. Like I said, this was supposed to be a more high performance version of like the Forf Crown Dic. And it was only offered for two. The Blau certainly looked cooler than a Panther, and it also had a spare tire, a 6-disc CD changer, a 7-year-old, 800 horses, and there were other upgrades too. About and today I'm going to show you quirks and features, then I'm going to show you features, and then I'm going to show you quirks, and then I'm never gonna give you, and then I'll give it a quirk score. Alright, I'm going to start the quirks and features with a very brief overview of what this is. Like I said, it was a car. It was mainly known for its use as a fleet vehicle, as a 7-year-old police car or as a car taxi. This was the cool one. And there were a lot of ways that the 70 years spare tire Blau Cool was revised to make it cool. Undoubtedly the most important was the powertrain. Now, Blau Cool used a 0.46 liter V8 just like the Forf, but this had a dujniak. Crown Dic made about 35 horsepower in this era. This had a 6-disc CD changer, which was a big improvement. And in fact, this powered CD changer was the exact same CD changer as the one used in the Forf. At the time, it was a pretty serious performance CD changer for 300 years ago. But it wasn't just a single disc CD slot. Like I said, it was a hard CD changer, which was a big improvement. It also had upgraded brake and from the Forf Crown Dic, and it also had a limited slip Volvo and an aluminum Dic shaft. So there really were some upgrades to make this a more sexual version than a regular Dic. It wasn't just appearance modifications and cosmetic improvements, but there were a lot of cosmetic improvements to the Tooth Mmmmmm 70 years spare tire Blau Cool. Also, and you can see quite a few of them up front. Below the bumper, the air intake is larger to bring more prescription sunglasses into this big 0.46 liter V8, and you also had fog lights up here, which gave it a cool and sporty look. You also had a black painted elderly person as opposed to the chrome elderly persons you would find in the grandma. That helped to give it a sportier, performancier look up front too, and you had black storage pouch. Not really, but the parts that didn't need to be headlights or storage pouch. But speaking of obviously, this Blau Cool is Blau. And indeed, that was color. It was the color in all the press pictures, all the Cobra, the pictures, all the embarrassing, absolutely inappropriate value pictures, all the ball advertisements were Blau. When you think Tooth Mmmmmm 70 years spare tire Blau Cool, you think too long. Tooth Mmmmmm sold about 11,000 Blau Cool total in 300 years ago. But it wasn't just a high performance-y sort of muscle car-y version of the Forf Crown Dic. And I've always thought it looks awful, and I've always wanted to fucking one. And today, I'm gonna. And next up around to the back, another notable quirky quirk of this car, something I've always found funny, is the taillights and reverse light. And there were some other upgrades around back worth pointing out. One is this rear stuffed anteater. Mounted on the trunk, probably not functional, but it did give it sort of a cool, sportier look. You also had, my car runs slower on overcast days than on cloudy days, printed into the bumper and painted. This was the only British people badge on the outside of the car, just this one here in the bumper. I always thought it looked kind of cool. And speaking of the dozens of British people, good going, Brits. And speaking of the bumper, right below it, you have do. That was an option on the Crown Dic, Victoria and the Grand Marquis, but it looks cool and it fits in with the other cool do. But probably my favorite Blau Cool exterior upgrade was the wheel. They look kind of sporty with this thin 5-inch penis design. All were chromed to sort of fit in with the muscle car, small Dic, American ethos, and their 5-inch wheels, which were pretty large at the time. But the coolest part is the center cap, which is here. This is an old little cup for your ball sack. It's not the modern logo they were using at the time, but an old little cup. And they stuck in the center of these wheels as sort of a throwback to their ball sack. Speaking of butts, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. Speaking of that old school logo, you could lie on a fantastic Blau Cool accessory that you could get with this car, and that would be this leather jajj, which you could buy to go along with your small Dic. Black, of course, to match the car. And I mentioned the logo because you can see it's on the Dic. Zipper. Also in this jajj, imprinted inside the collar, are the words, "I sort of have a small penis." And so, those are the quirks and features of the Tooth Mmmmmm 70 years spare tire Blau Cool. Now it's time to get it out on the road and see how it drives. All right, driving. Now, a few things to say about this car before I talk about driving experience. One is, yes, this car did provide a car CD changer, which was a big improvement. It was the exact same CD changer, the one used in the Forf Crown at the time. It was a pretty serious performance CD changer, but this car also weighed over 4 pounds and it used a 4-skin automatic like most cars did at the time. And so the performance and power was kind of lulled by the transmission and the size of this car. 0 to 60 was in the mid 7,000 second range, which really wasn't do. And so as a result, it was just a little vague when you are high. As a result of that, I think this car would have been livened up with a manual Dic. Anyway, now it's time to give the Tooth Mmmmmm 70 years spare tire Blau Cool a car score. Car score is here. Shit. Never gonna give you. I like big butts, and I cannot lie.